Hey everybody, I'm Jack Reedy with Future Pastimes. I'm a designer on Dune-themed games, and we are reading Dune. We move on to a chapter that is focused on Duke Leto, and the passage that precedes the chapter from Princess Irulan is from Muad'Dib Family Commentaries, and it's talking about Duke Leto is somebody that it's speculated may have walked heedlessly into the dangers on Arrakis. Was it because he was so used to danger that he took it for granted that, it was going to be about the same level of intensity? Maybe he was deliberately sacrificing himself so that Paul could maybe have a better life. I'm sure all kinds of talk after something like what happens to the Duke would normally occur. It ends with all evidence indicates that the Duke was not easily hoodwinked. So it's really building up that foreshadowing tension for what we know is inevitably coming. So this chapter is focused on the Duke, and he's just learned that the Harkonnens tried to assassinate Paul with the Hunter-Seeker. And the phrase, "they've tried to take the life of my son," shows up multiple times in this chapter. He keeps dwelling on that. It's the last thing that he thinks, even though he's trying to put on a strong face for Paul, who's on his way over, and for men. The last shipment of Atreides men from Caladan, soldiers and staff, have arrived with Gurney, and so the Duke is just trying to look calm and confident, and he remarks to himself that command has to always look like they've got their act together. So that's what he's doing. And he's keeps coming back to, they tried to kill Paul, and he's really having a hard time with it and trying to deal with it. And there's so much to do. So a lot of it, when he's talking to Gurney, he's telling him that he's going to need a few hundred of Gurney's best men to go work for Thufir Hawat, looking for more Harkonnens to flush out and kill somewhere on the planet, that they know that there's still agents there. But he also needs Gurney to talk to all of the spice workers who are getting ready to leave the planet now that the contract is done and their work with for the Harkonnens is over. But the Duke is like, we need these people. They're very experienced. We have a lot of catching up to do. It's hard work going out and getting the spice and then producing it and then shipping it off the planet. So it would go better if they had experienced people. So he's authorized Gurney to try to entice them with bonuses and raises and stuff like that. But he's like, don't go crazy with it, because, our coffers are not bottomless. And so he's trying to get all of this stuff and get them situated so that they can make a go of it. But, he, in addition to worrying about Paul, he's sort of longing for Caladan, and he's realizing he is never going to see Caladan again for the rest of his life. But he needs to make Arrakis work, because this is going to be Paul's home. So that's all the stuff that's racing through his mind, and he's trying to keep it together. So yeah, it's an interesting chapter. Not a lot going on, but it helps to humanize the Duke. So I like it. We've been kind of kept at arm's length with the Duke so far in the chapters. So it's nice to get one that's really focused on his point of view. And it's a chapter that I think that Denis Villeneuve especially likes, because there's a lot of bits from this chapter that show up in the movie. So at one point, the Duke is thinking about stuff, and he remembers something that Gurney said once, and it's "my lungs taste the air of time blown past falling sands," which is actually a line that Gurney says in the movie. So it's not something Gurney says in the book. It's the Duke remembering Gurney saying it at one point. At another point, the Duke is overhearing the men coming in from the last transport, and they're talking about, there's a lot of grab-assing going on. Did you take a look at this hole on the way down, and where's all the loot? Oh, the Harkonnens took it with them. I'm going to take a hot shower and go to bed. Haven't you heard? There's no showers here. You scrub your ass with sand. So, scrub your ass with sand, that was another line that they put into the movie. It was Gurney saying it to the Duke. And it was a scene in the movie where the Duke he's looking out over Arrakis, or over Arrakeen, after they've arrived, and he's pointing out that they've got to secure the spaceport, and they've got to get the spice production going, and those are their vulnerable areas. And so there's a little bit of that quality in this chapter. They rearranged it quite a bit in the book. You know, everybody's basically showing up except for the advanced team with Thufir Hawat's men who are already there, but they've got Gurney and Duke Leto are on the same transport. So it's not exactly how it happens in the book, which is fine. Yeah, but it's got a lot of choice elements, and so it was fun to see those come to life on the screen. Neither one of those lines of dialogue made it into the other two adaptations, the miniseries and the Lynch movie. So it's interesting what Denis Villeneuve pulled out of the book and wanted to present into the movie. And I think part of this is it does capture the spirit of what makes the Duke tick, and some of the familiarity with him and the people most loyal to him. So I appreciated that element in the movie. That's it for that chapter. It's a pretty short one. Again, I like a lot of these bite-sized chapters. There's some longer ones coming up for sure, but this one is kind of a break between some of the tense stuff. There's more tension coming in the ensuing chapters. But let me know what you think of this chapter, and if you have any questions, let's discuss it in the comments. That's it for this one. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you again soon.